G'day guys, Merry Christmas and welcome to the next instalment on my 79 series. A lot of stuff's happened since the last episode. Obviously the motor's back in, your converter's all bolted up and all that. Got my sump on and that's all sorted. I also had the aircon bloke come out and he's made new hoses to go to me sand and compressor from Marks. All these brackets are all from Marks. They're all bolted in now. The whole thing's basically staying where it is now, so it's right to go. I also started doing my headers, so they're all done. They go down and then out through the guard here. Now this is where it come out through the factory location anyway, and it's pushed right back, so I shouldn't have any scrubbing issues. Obviously it's V8 now, so there's one that side and also one down this side here. So they're all right to go. It was pretty tight down this side, but I managed to just squeeze it in down there. Also made a fan shroud from scratch, just out of alley. A new Davies Craig fan. It's the biggest one you can buy from them, so and the highest volume of air movement, so that should be all good. As petrol doesn't need as much cooling as what diesel does. Some people will disagree with me on that, but this is a pretty thick radiator. It's 4 rows, so it's pretty deep, and a factory Toyota radiator should be fine to do the job. And then lately I've been just getting my fuel system ready. So I've got a bunch of AN fittings and that for over the brake and fuel line. I'm running a Corvette style fuel pressure regulator and filter. So that's all sort of mounted up there and it'll have all AN fittings on it. Also mounted my power steering reservoir up here. I had to move a coil and stuff like that just to fit the alternator. Next thing to do is flat down the power steering pump. So that's the biggest thing right now, is trying to sort out the fuel. I will be running an external pump just for now until when I decide I'm going to put a blower on top of it, just to give it that a bit more extra power. Then I'll drop the tank out and I'll put a proper in-tank fuel pump in, but for now the external is going to do everything I need it to do to get me back on the road. So that's it pretty much that's been happening since last time I put a video up. Still got to do all the wiring. I've still got to finish the exhaust, put O2 bungs in, the cats have got to go in. Then next after that is I've got to do like intake, airbox, snorkel. Might as well do that while I'm at it. I've still got to do a trans cooler, but I don't think I'm going to put it in the front there. I think I'm going to put it under the back with a fan on it. It's just a bit going on at the front here and there's not a lot of room behind all that to fit one, so it's just easy to put one on the back with a fan on it. Hopefully that should be all right. Next thing I've got to get done is this banjo fitting here has to be extended so it can come up around the back and back onto that banjo belt there. And then there's a return line right down the bottom down there. It's got to go back up to that smaller fitting on the reservoir there. Also, so I had dual batteries on this side. The factory one used to be here and it's not going to fit because now this is way too close, so I'm just going to fit me aftermarket one back there and just go back to a single style battery at the front here. I'm going to have a lithium inside my canopy anyway, but I might put a second one under the tray just for starting and stuff like that. I've still got a lot to do on the tray, so that's going to hold me up for a little while, hopefully not too long. And that's about it. So the best thing for me is mainly fuel, and then I'm going to get started on just fabricating some bits and pieces. Hopefully my cats turn up shortly and stuff like that. So we'll keep going with it and see how we go. I hope everybody had a safe and wonderful Christmas. I spent it with my family down here at the factory. My mate Banner set up a bit of a bush-themed Christmas, so that was a bit of fun. I'm back to work on Wednesday, so I'm not going away. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be working and doing a bit on this over the New Year's break. I was supposed to stuff me around with a lot of my packages to get ball rolling with this, so I'm going to have to wait till next year for that because it definitely ain't getting here this week. But not much we can do about that. Alright, so we've got the big girl up on the hoist. Today we're just going to be running my new fuel lines that we got here. It's going to be going straight back into the old hard lines all the way back to the tank. I'm going to have the fuel pump and the pre-filter just here, and it'll go back up into my main tank just here. I drained all that today, blew out all the lines, got all the diesel out, so we're going to be doing that. Also just went through and just checked all my bolts, made sure everything's all tight under here. Everything seems pretty good. I still got to do, just nip up all my bolts for the rear end after I do that. Then I've got my gasket today, so I'll probably put my centre back in, axles back in. Hopefully I can get some seals today for the ends. Hopefully I can get some new seals for the ends today because they all fell apart. Should replace them anyway when they're fucked. And that's probably about it for today, really. After that, I'm still waiting on my cats, so I've got to weld my cats in and then obviously do the rest of the exhaust through. I've got a new set of spark plugs, so they're ready to go in. Got some NGK lazy iridiums, got some hose clamps and gaskets and whatnot. So let's get stuck into it. Alright guys, just been here mucking around this morning, making an airbox. As you can see, I put a couple of little tabs on it, on the back and the bottom there. So this is going to go straight into here. That there is original mounting tab for the airbox. So that there is going to sit straight on top of that. And then I'm going to have a rear tab at the back there to bolt to the side of the guard. And then there'll be another tab off the front here for the bolt to the front as well. And then I'm going to have my intake come around like this. And then it's going to go 45 back into that. And it's going to have a pod filter on the end. And then I will have my 45 come out for my snorkel. I've already started cutting my guard. Took the old snorkel off. I'm going for the old drain pipe look again. So it's going to be another stainless one, the same as I had on the Troopy. Alright guys, that'll do for this episode. As you can see, I've got my intake done. I've got my top and bottom radiator hoses done. I've got my steam pipe from my head done. Belts on. I'm still waiting on my airbox. That should be here this week. That's just sitting there. So that's going to be the filter I'm going to be using inside the airbox. I've got all my heater hoses done down the back down there. Pretty much all I really need to do in the engine bay sort of thing is sort out the wiring. I'm going to probably take it through that hole there. I've got a grommet for it. That's my old clutch, where my old clutch pedal used to be. I've still got to sort out this wiring here. I'll mount my battery once I sort out that little pole back there. And the last thing to do in here is still that banjo bolt for my power steering. Mate of mine, Kurt's going to do that. That's pretty much it at the front here. I've got a little bit still to do down the back down here before I finish the tray. So I just mounted up my transmission fan, and then my hoses are going to run off there and down under the cab to the front of the auto. Apart from that, this should be running in the next couple of weeks, and then I'll probably go get it tuned. Hopefully ready to take away in March, but we'll see how we go. After I take it away and make sure everything's working all good, I'm going to strip it all back down and paint the whole cab. So that will also be on the channel. So once my airbox is back, I've still got to finish the exhaust, and I'll do my snorkel as well. So I'll do a full video on fabricating my exhaust and snorkel. Apart from that, hopefully the video after that will be of this driving, and then we can go do some shakedown runs, make sure everything's all good. But apart from that, thanks for watching guys. Hopefully I'll get my GoPro back soon so I can start filming again on that. Right now I'm just doing everything on my phone, so that's why I haven't been filming too much lately. The GoPro just keeps freezing, doesn't want to record. It's been playing up for the last few times. I lost some videos and stuff on it. Well, I didn't lose them, they just never recorded because the thing froze. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what I'm doing with my dash. That'll also be included in a later video. A bit of wiring, and then I've got to fill the whole motor with some fluid, so that'll happen in the next few weeks. hopefully I'll be able to pump out some more episodes, get this thing done. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and hope everyone had a safe holidays.